Tailwind is a great framework when it comes to designing your website, but this gets more exciting when we add React to it. React.js with Tailwind has a lot of features like consistent UI, small bundle size, and much more. So in today's tutorial, we'll be creating a portfolio website in these frameworks. Here you can see we have this scroll to animate action, then we have these card design, then our contact us section and our social buttons. This website is responsive to all screen sizes, so you don't need to worry much. If you stick to the end of the video, you will learn how to set up React project with Tailwind, how to use AOS animations, how to create responsive design, and how to implement different scroll animation. And we don't stop here. We will be also uploading this React project to our Github Pages. So get your laptops on and join me on this journey. If you like the content, then please hit that subscribe button. Let's get started. Okay, so we'll be creating a new React application. Now for creating a new React application, I'll be open up my terminal. And here in my terminal, first of all, we have to check whether you have Node installed or not. So here you can see I have the Node version 14 installed. Also I'll search for this npm because this will help in installing all the packages. Okay, so you can see we have Node and npm both installed. Let me just increase the size of this window, and now what we'll be doing is we will go to our desktop first, and here on our desktop what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a new React application. Now so for creating a new React application, what we have to do, we have to write this command npx create React app, and we will write the name of our React app. So let me write portfolio website tutorial. You can write any name for this project. And now what you have to do is we will just wait for our npx command to create the React application for us. Creating a new React app. Okay, it is downloading all the packages. I'm using yarn because it is very helpful for adding the packages. If you don't have yarn installed, what you can do is you can write npm install yarn, and here this will go through the process of installing yarn. Here you can see I have yarn installed in my PC, so I don't have to do anything. So I'll write exit. I'll exit from this window, and here we'll just wait for this to create the new project for us. So I'll just speed forward the video for you so you don't have to wait much longer. Okay, so here you can see after waiting for so long, we finally got our application created. Now I'll just clear my screen and I will go to that React application that we just created. The name of that application was portfolio website tutorial. So I'll write portfolio website tutorial. And here in this portfolio website tutorial folder, what I'll be doing is I'll be opening this in our text editor, and here we got this open. Now let me just increase the size of this so you can see. Just a quick tip, you can add these two extensions for React development. Here you can see this is ES7 React snippet. Also you can add this Tailwind CSS. Now what we'll be doing is, first of all, we will be adding Tailwind CSS to our project. We can close our terminal for now. I click close, and here I will open up my web browser, and in this I will search, and in this I will go to the website of Tailwind. I'll just place this here. Okay. The best thing that I liked about this website is you can see this quick search for anything. I can just press Command and K in Mac and Control and K in Windows, and it will search. It will show me different properties. Like if I wanted to provide a padding, so I can write P padding. So it will padding PT. PT means padding from top. Here you can see we have different options for providing padding to an element. Here we have padding 0. Then we have padding PX. PX means that we are providing padding in left and right. Then we also have this padding 5, and there are so many options of adding this. Do check their website. This is the best thing I've seen for CSS development. Now what we have to do is we'll go to this documentation section. Here we will click on creating a new React app. We already done this process. Now we have to go and install Tailwind using our npm command. I'll be not using npm because with npm it takes a lot of time to install, so I'll be using yarn for this. Let me open up my terminal. Here you can see I'll open up my terminal, and in our terminal what we can do is I'll write yarn add, and in place of this we'll copy this Tailwind. We'll copy this here and we'll paste this here. Okay, I written yard, it is yarn. Here you can write yarn, and this will download this Tailwind for us. After installing this Tailwind CSS, we are also needing this Krakow. So let me just wait for this to complete, then I will be adding this Krakow also to my project. I'll just copy this Krakow here. I'll click on copy, and now it will take a little time for adding this project. I'll just wait. It is saving all the files, I guess. Okay, so this successful. See, here you can see with yarn we got all of this added so fast. It was done in just 43 seconds, and if I was using npm, to be honest, it takes a lot of time for me to do that. Now we will again add this Krakow, so I'll write yarn add, and I will paste that, and I will paste this Krakow thing here. It will also search for this package. Now after we got Krakow installed, the next thing that we need to do is we have to go to our package.json file, and inside this script section we'll be replacing this React script and replacing them with Krakow. So here you can see we have this script section, and here we have start, build and test. So I'll just select each of them, and here I will just copy and paste it here. I guess it is showing me some error. Not error, I just copied it in the wrong format. You can just set this, and here we got our scripts also copied, and we will save this thing. I'll click on save and we'll close this. Okay, so we saved our package.json. Now the next step is we will be creating our krakow.config file, which will help us to create this Tailwind config. So how you can do that, we'll again go to my terminal, and here in my terminal, rather instead of going to my terminal, what I'll be doing is I'll go to this root folder, okay, and I will just write krakow.config.js, and here I got my file created. Now the next step that I need to do is I'll copy everything from here and I will paste it here. So what this is doing is it will assign these plugins like the Tailwind CSS and auto prefixer. This is a post CSS plugin, so you also need this. I'll click on save, and here what we'll be doing is we'll be running this command so that we can generate our Tailwind config. I'll click on copy, I'll click and then I'll paste and click on enter. This will create a minimal Tailwind config.js. Okay, so we'll be just waiting for this command to run so that we are shown with this file Tailwind config.js. And the next step, I guess, we need to do here, we will be editing this config file. Then we have to edit our app.js, index.css, everything. Just wait for a while for this to create the config file for us. And here I guess we are shown with this installed created Tailwind CSS config file tailwind config.js. Okay, so we are created with this Tailwind config file. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be going to this section of purge, and here we'll be pasting this thing. I'll click on paste, and now we'll click on save. The next step is we'll be including Tailwind to our CSS. So for doing that, we'll be going to our source folder, and here in our source folder, first of all, we don't need this app.css, so I'll be deleting this app.css. Okay, and in our app.js, we will be removing these two sections from here. Other than that, we don't need a text file. I'll click on delete. Here we have our index.css. We'll be removing all this and replacing with this CSS. So click on save, and here you can see we have this app.js, then index.css, index.js. We also don't need this logo.svg, so we'll be deleting this. We don't need these text files, and here we have everything set up. And I will just click on save, and here we have our app.js, our index.js, and our index.css, our index.js, and I guess we will be removing this. Okay, now I'll go to my terminal again, and here I will write yarn and start. So this will start the server for me, and by that time what we can do is we can minimize this thing. We'll just increase the size of this. Okay, and here we are shown with this error, failed to compile because logo isn't defined. Okay, we are providing this. Click on save. Okay, we are compiled successfully, and we have successfully linked our React application with Tailwind CSS. We are not shown with that initial screen because we have deleted our CSS file of app.js. Well, we don't need to take care of that. What we'll be doing is we'll be start coding our application now. So now let me just go in here. I will be going to my source folder. And here I will create a new folder. I'll write components, and also I'll be creating a new folder. I will write images. Now in this component folder, we'll be creating first of all our about.js. Then we'll be creating our card.js. Then we'll be creating our skills.js. And the final thing was our footer. So it will be footer.js. So these are the components, and here we'll be adding our image. So I'll just go to my desktop, and here I guess I have saved the image earlier. Yeah, here we have our image.js. So I will add this thing here. This is a simple memoji, and just remove everything, just close everything. Okay, so now what we'll be doing is we'll be going to our app.js, and here in our app.js, now the next step that we need to do is we'll be removing everything present here in this return section. And here what we'll be doing is first of all we'll be calling our React. So we'll write import React from React, and now what we can do is we'll be going to this division. Let's say I'll provide a class name, and it will be minimum h screen, minimum height of the screen, then a padding. Let me also show you what all these are. Let me just go to tailwindcss.com, and here if I search for this minimum h screen, we'll be using this minimum h screen to provide the minimum height to this element, and that element would be our card, our about us section, that about scale section, our footer section. Now after this, what we'll be doing is we will be providing a padding of py10. So let me show you what this py10 means. This py10 is padding from top and bottom. Here you can see padding from top with this much value, and padding from bottom with this much value. We are also providing a padding for left and right. Let's say padding for left and right will be this. And now on a small screen, this SM is the breakpoint for small screens. That is a display of mobile screens, and that is a display of a mobile screen. And here we will be creating a new card. I'll writing the function name as card. Here in this card.js, what we'll be doing is first of all I'll be importing the React package, and after importing this React, what we'll be creating a new function and write the name of this as a card, and we will return let's say I return a division. Let's say I return a division with a text hello world, and here after that we will write export default. This will be the card. So this is our card.js. Now let me go to this section, and from here what I'll be doing is, here you can see in our app.js we can write import card from, and this is in our component folder, and this is card. Let me just click on save, and here on my React application reach isn't defined, but this is React. I written it this as reach. I'll just compile the application again, and here you can see we have compiled successfully. Now we'll be designing our card. For designing a card, what we'll be doing is we will go to our card section, and here we'll be creating a division with full width. So we will write this division class name, and here this will be full width. In Tailwind we define all the design properties to our element using these class names only, and this makes it much easier for anyone to design the apps, design the website. We're creating another class. I will write flex column, let's say, and this will be in center. Justify center, and click on here. We will import our image first. So we are not providing any value to our image, we're just creating an empty division, and now we will provide a name for our image. Let me just provide a width, and the margin from left and right would be for auto. And here what I can do is I'll provide the source, and the source would be profile, and the alt tag would be profile, and the alt tag would be profile photo. Okay, now you might be asking what is this profile. So we will be importing our image to this profile value. So I'll write import profile. Well, let me write this in small letters. From this will be images, and then we will have our, why is it not showing me the image? Here it will be image.jpg. Let me click on save. Okay, here we got our image. Now let me start customizing the application. We have our portfolio. Now what we can do is we can provide a shadow. Also we provide a rounded circle. I click on save. Here you can see we have provided a shadow to this. Now let me also provide a drop shadow of SM. You can search for all these values in this Tailwind, and you will get to know the meaning of them. You can see this is drop shadow SM. So for providing the drop shadow, we are provided with these many options. You can use any of them. Now here you can see we are done with this image part, I guess. And now we'll be defining our division that we just created. Here it will be flex. Do check the spelling, guys. Now let me just go in here, and we will write max ms. From left and right we will be providing auto. This will also have a shadow. and a rounded x1 with a padding from all sides of 5, let's say. And here we have written this gray. Okay, here you can see we are just provided with this section of gray, bg gray, and click on save. And here I am on my card.js. We are done with this division. Now the next thing is we have to write our name. So I'll go below this image, and here I will create a new division. And here I will create a new division. I will write a class name as, let me just also place the closing tag of this division. And we'll write a class name as text center. This will be a center text. And let's say empty5. Empty5 means that we need a margin top. Remember I shown you that plugin of Tailwind. Here you can see it will show us a dialog box which will define the property that we are writing. So it will provide a margin top of 5, margin from top of 5, that is. And here in this section we can create a new text Excel, let's say, of color text gray 900. Here I will write my name. I click on save. Okay, perfect. Now we need to define some other properties also to this text. Let's say I am on my mobile version, so I will provide a much smaller size. Let me just see whether this is working or not. This is 2XL. Okay, now if I go here, we'll write text 2XL. Click on save. Now let me go to my Chrome browser, and as I move up, the size of this also keeps on increasing, you can see, and the size of this division also keeps on increasing. We'll be just writing some value for that also. Now the next step is we'll be creating another section of this. We'll click on save. Here we have got this again. What we'll be doing is we'll be writing text XS, and in this Excel is up. In this we will write text base, and then 600, and padding from top would be 2, padding from bottom would be 4, padding from left and right would be around this 1.5, and auto margin and inline block with a border B2, bottom with B2. Okay, perfect. And here I will be changing the text of this also. This will be Flutter developer and slash YouTuber. I click on save. Okay, perfect. And now let me just go in here. Okay. After this, what we'll be doing is we'll creating a new division. I'll write a class name as flex align center, then justify center and margin from top, let's say 4. I click on save. Okay, this is okay for now. Now we'll come out of this division, and here we will write anchor tag. Let's say this would be A. Flex column, justify center, max WMS, and I guess here I have made this mistake. I will write access. Let me just comment these things. Okay, so I was thinking about this only, why this section not being responsive, and now it is responsive. Now we are not shown with this. Okay, we are also shown with this rounded XL, padding 5. Perfect. I click on, I can also provide a drop shadow. Let's say, is there any changes? No. Shadow X1 I am writing. At every place I am writing X1. Please do not make this mistake. Okay. Now we are also shown with this shadow. Fine. Sorry for my mistake. Now we can uncomment this section. And we are shown with this error because we have not provided any value here. Now let me just write text Excel, and let's say this will be text gray and around 800. And now when we hover over to that, this will be text gray 800, and this will be a rounded full. And here inside this A tag we have to provide our icon. So for providing the icon, what we can do is we'll be going to our web browser, and here is this awesome website known as React Icons. Here you can see this will provide us with different icons like GitHub. So if I wanted to import GitHub, I can just write this FA GitHub, and this will import the GitHub for me. Okay, so now we'll be seeing how we can install this library. I'll just go to their home page, and here we have this command for installing the React icons. Here it is npm install React icons. So I'll be using yarn because I am using yarn for this tutorial. Let me just close my server, and here I will write yarn, and this will be yarn install React icons. Let me just minimize this thing. Actually I made a mistake in yarn. We are writing yarn add and then the package name, but I wrote yarn installed. Now this will resolve the thing for me. Let me just, okay, I guess this is downloaded. Okay, this downloaded the package for me. Now let me close my terminal, and here I'll be going to this website, and here if I search GitHub, you can see if I wanted to select this logo FA GitHub, how we can do this is I'll write import FA GitHub from, this will be React icons and FA. Now if I go to this folder, FA folder, and here if I search for FA GitHub, you can see we are provided with this icon type. Now let me just close this thing, and here what we can do is I'll be going to this class that I created. We'll be just closing this, and here in this class, let me just minimize. Okay, I will write FA GitHub, and this can be a span class of SR only. This will be GitHub. Let me just click on save. I don't know why this not imported the package. Okay, we are not having a server running, that's the reason we are not shown with any changes. That so we'll write yarn start, so this will start the server for us. and we got our application running. Now what we'll be doing is, let's say I write text Excel text gray 800 hover, and this can be rounded full, and hover text would be text white. And if I click on save, I'm shown with nothing here because this I provide some properties like padding from all sides. In device with low screen, this will be the if I click on save, why is it not hot reloading the application? Here we can write transition colors, duration, let's say 300. Now we need to provide this tag. We can say this to be GitHub. Let me write my GitHub URL. If I click on save, I'm shown with nothing here. Actually, I think that was the issue with some profile photo, I guess. If I go back here, okay, so we have created till here. Now here I was going through the code and I found some issues here, and that is, first of all, we have to just remove this, and in place of this I'll be providing a new division. So this is for this, and we also have this division class which I closed here. I'll be copying this, pasting it here. So this will be for this. This is the main division, then this division, and this division. Then I'll be and here we'll create another division, I guess. Okay, so we got it in center. Actually, okay, so we got this removed. Now what we also wanted is, we wanted this to be in center. When I wrote this division, I forgot to write is justify center, and in place of that justify center I wrote just center. So do check all of these. Now here I am on this GitHub. This is text Excel with margin from all side 1, padding 1, and this is okay, 800, and some hover, and actually I provided a space here. That's the reason I guess this is not showing in. Okay, cool. Now we have this transition. Okay, now we'll be copying this and pasting it 1, 2, 3 and 4. And other than that, what we'll be doing is, we'll be importing FA YouTube and FA Twitter and FA envelope that it will be for mail. In place of this GitHub, we will write FA YouTube. In place of this, we will write FA Twitter, and in place of here I will write FA envelope. I click on save. Now when I click on save, here you can see we got all of these here, all of these values here. Now what we'll be doing is, we'll be changing color for these. So here I will go and write for this YouTube, this will be text red 600, then red 600, let's say. I click on save. Here this is okay, this is also okay. Now we have to provide some color to this, blue color to this Twitter thing, blue, let's say 500. This will also be blue 500. Now if I click on save, here we have this Twitter also, and the envelope one was, I guess, okay. Here I can say teal. This is around 500, and this one also 500. If I click on save, why is it not showing? Does this not exist? If I go to Tailwind CSS, and here what I'll be searching is bg tail. Let's say green. So this will be green 200. Let me just put the value as green 200, and here also this will be green and this will be 200. Let's say if I go to my app, okay, in place of this green 200, what I can do is I can write black 500 only, or we can choose any other option like bg green 900. I'll go with this 900. Now if I go to my React app, cool. Rather we can go with black 500 also. We'll go with black 500. I click on save. Okay. We can remove this green 200 to green 900. I click on save. I'll close this tab. Okay. Now we got this card design done. The thing that we wanted to change is this. This will be YouTube. This will be Twitter. And this would be email. That's all. So let me also see whether this is working in our screen. Yep, this is also working for our screen dimensions. Click on save. This is everything. All this is working. Cool. Now we'll just close this card section, and now we'll be designing our about us section. And here we will write import react from react, and we'll create a new function. We will write this as about, and here we will again return, and I'm making this issue. Okay, we will return again our division of, let's say, class name. This will be maximum width of 4XL. That means maximum width of 56. And a margin top of 20. And from left and right we get auto. P class name. Here in class name we'll be providing this 2XL. Then text black, and for medium screen sizes we will set the text to 4XL, and the font would be a bold font, and text in center. Okay, now let me add a closing tag here, also this, and now we will write hey. Click on save. This is not shown here because we haven't added our about us to our app.js, and we have to also write export default, and here it would be about. Now if I click on save, and here I will go to my app.js, and here after this card what we can do is we will write about, and we also need to import this about. How you can do that? We'll just copy this and paste it here, and in place of card we will write about, and in components we will go with about, and click on save. Now I guess okay, so it is shown here. Text black, 4XL, font bold, text center. Now we'll just again copy this, and here we will write text to be a base, text to be in center. Actually we already have this text center, so we'll write MD. This will be text to Excel, let's say, and here font would be not bold, and text center we already provided. If I click on save, so it will again show me this A section. Now the color would be text gray 600, and leading of relaxed, and margin from top, let's say 4. If I click on save, okay, now here what I can do is I will write, I am a passionate web and Flutter developer. I love creating content for people on my channel. /Flutter. Also love freelancing and working on open source projects. If I click on save, okay, let's say I write this to be Excel. Let's say this will be small. If I move this here, okay, this is working fine. Now what we also need is a hi emoji. How we can get that? If I go and I will just copy, paste, I will copy and just paste it here. Click on save, and here we go. Hey, I'm a passionate web and Flutter developer. I love creating content for people on my channel. But if I remove this, I'll click on save, or rather if I click on save, even then it is so small on this page, so I can just provide that value there. Okay, perfect. Now the next thing that we want is we want a scroll for more section. We need a button here with a scroll for more, which will redirect us to our tech I use section that I shown in the tutorial. So for doing that, we will be needing a package from npm that is scroll into view. If I go and search for this package, here is this scroll into view package. Now how I can add that package to my project is I will write yarn add scroll into view. Let me also show you what this is. For installing it, this is npm I scroll into view, and so I'm using a yarn, so I'll write yarn add scroll into view. I click on enter, so this will download the package for us. Okay, so we successfully saved this scroll into view package to our project. Now let me close this, and here what I can do is I'll be importing this. I'll like import scroll into view from react scroll into view package. Now if I go in here after this division, and here I will write scroll into view, and the selector would be the ID, so I am providing the ID as text. I guess we are doing it wrong way. This is okay. Now here we will create a class. Let me write class name. This will be, let's say, MX auto and a P20, and in this we'll be creating our icon, that is chevron icon. So we will be doing the way we did in our GitHub, chevron down from react icons .fa, and here we will write fa chevron and the class name, and we will write animate bound. So this will make this as animated, and a text of, let's say, 3XL, and a text blue of 500. Now let me just click on save, and actually I just stopped my server, so I'll write yarn and start. So we'll start the deployment server for me. I'll just wait for a while for this to happen. Actually, we also don't have this text section for now. Just click on save and remove this. We'll just wait for this to happen. I don't know why is this not able to do this. Let me just again type this command, yarn add react scroll into view with this save. Let's see whether this will solve the issue or not. Let me just click on save again. Rather than clicking on save, I have stopped the server, so we have to start the server again. Now this will start the server for us again, and here just wait for this to start. Okay, so we have this package. Now what if I also click on this scroll into view? Okay, so we are also provided with this scroll into view function. Now let me just wait for this to start the deployment server for me, and by that time what I can do is I'll be creating the footer for our website, and in this footer what we'll be doing is compilation successful, and also we have this button here, and this will not implement any call to action function. This don't have any scrolling function for now because we don't have any selector mentioned here. So for creating a selection, before creating the skills section, I think we should go with this footer first. This is totally up to you. I am just going with this import react from react. Okay, and here we will create another function. This will be footer. Now we will return, then we will export. This will be export default, and here we will return our footer, and then now we will click on, and now we will go in here. We will write division and a class name. This will be, let's say, padding from top and bottom of 5 and a border of 3/2. This is, I guess, 50% of the distance. Okay, so we got this division created. Now in this division we will also create another division for our social icons. This will be a flex, and we will align this to be in center. or rather we can do with this justify center and empty of, let's say, 4. Now the next step that we need to do is we will be going to our card.js, and from here first of all we will be importing this. We click on copy and I'll go in here and I'll paste this thing. Other than that, what we can do is we will be copying this from I will be copying this from here and pasting it. Let me just fix everything. Let's see what will happen. Actually, there is nothing shown on this because we haven't added our footer to our app.js. So we'll go to our app.js. Actually, what this opened? We will go to our app.js, and here after this about, we can do is footer, and here we'll copy, paste this thing, and we will go to footer, and let's say this will be footer. Okay, so let me just save this thing, and here if I check whether my server is running, okay, server is running, and here we got our icons. Now let me just see why is it not in center. If I change this to justify, every time I write this just center. Okay, so this is in center. Now below this, what we also need is our made with love by my name. This will flex align, or rather flex justify center, empty of 4. Let's say that's the same as we did above. And here what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a p class, and this will have text black of MB4. MB4 means from margin bottom, and here I will write made with, then a span and a class name, and here what I can do is MR2. MR2 is our margin right, and the role would be image, role would be a link, and label, let's say, would be a heart, and here let me go blue heart emoji. Let me just copy, and here I will just paste. I close the span, and here by we create an anchor class, and I will write my name to be here, specify here. This would be with our text blue, let's say 500, and hover would be underline. Then our website, so this will be, let's say I will redirect to my email account. So this is my email, my personal email to be specific. You can contact me there if I'll try to solve your queries. And then we will write our name that need to be displayed to the UI. Now I click on save, and here I get okay, made with love by Shivan Singh. Now if I click on this, it will redirect me to that. We got our card completed, we got our footer completed. Now the final thing is we need to create our skill section. So we'll go to our skills.js. Again we will click right import react from I'm making a mistake, react, and here what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a new function. We'll write skills. Again this will return this, and we will export. This will be skills, Now here in this return section we will create a new class, and let's say it will be width of 56 as we did earlier. Now this will be from left and right, this will be auto. Then justify center, padding from our, then a padding from our top and bottom, and this will have our ID. So this is the section that I was talking about, this text section. Whenever we click on our selector, that means whenever I click on this button, this would be text black, and on medium screens we will be having this 4XL, or rather this will be on triggering, this will trigger the full screen 4XL. Let me just see whether how this will look. Let me write text I use. Now if I click on save, and here I have to again import this also. We'll go to our app.js, we'll click copy, we'll copy, and here let me just write skills, and in place of footer we will write skills, and after this about we will write skills, and let's click on save, and I guess we should be provided. Okay, text I use. This is not in center, why I don't know. Or what we can do is text center. So in small screens this would be something like this, and when I go to large screen this will increase the font to 4XL, and in small screen this will be 2XL. So this is the breakpoint for this. Now what I can do next is I'll be designing some of this thing. Let me write font bold. Other than that, what we can have extra is nothing much. I'll click on save. This is bold, I guess. MX auto, justify center, PY12, text 2XL, text black, text center, font bold, text center, PT4. There are a little padding from top, so let me just provide a padding from top. So let it be PT4. So I guess we are good with this. Now the next step is we have to create another division which will contain our skills. Let me write this flex. This will be flex wrap, and justify center, and a padding from top of 2. Let's say this will be okay, you can come here. Nice. Here what we'll be doing is we will again create a new division, and this division will have a column with 40, padding from all sides 10, margin of 6, and overflow hidden. Now a background white, shadow of let's say 2XL, then rounded XL, and in small screen we will have this to be 52. And here we have to provide our icon. So our icon, let me just also go to this React icons. Again we are going to this website, and here in this React icons, if I search for this Flutter, here you can see we have so many options like SI Flutter, RI Flutter, Flutter line. So you can select any of this that you like. For this I am going with SI Flutter. Now let's say I wanted to import this SI Flutter. So how will I import this? I will like import SI Flutter. Okay, and here I will write react icons, and SI means that it will be in SI folder. SI Flutter means that it will be in SI folder. Now what if I click on this section with command and click, this will open up this file, and here if I search for Flutter, and this will show me this option as Flutter, SI Flutter. Click on save, and if I go in here and in this division that I just created, what I'll be doing is I will write SI Flutter. Let's say I provide a color of, I already have this value 2196 F3. You can change the color according to your choice, and I provide a class name of MX Auto, that means from left and right, and a text of 4XL. Now this text would be 2XL, but when we have a small screen, this would be 4XL. Now let me see how this looks. Okay, and other than that, what we can have is a class name. Do I really need this text thing? Let me see. What if I close this, and I just close this, I click on save. Why are you not showing me this? This is compiling all the resources. Let me just wait for a while. So if you're still watching till now, then please hit the subscribe button, because you are literally the ones for whom I really want to create a tutorial like this, because you guys watched till now. This really motivates me that some or the other person care for my work that I do. Now let me see what thing we got, what error we got. React icon does not contain a default export imported as Flutter. Why? What is the scene here? Let me just see whether I can solve this with this. If I click on save, reach isn't defined. What is reach? Okay, it is React. Yeah. I don't know why every time I write React to reach. Okay, here we got Flutter. But what I think I can remove this from here, and I'll be pasting this to the text section that I'll be just creating. So I like p class name. This will be, let's say, empty 6, that means margin top 6, and a text. Let me just paste this here. Instead of this 2XL, I will write XL, and instead of this 4XL, I will write 2XL. And now, other than that, what we can have is font semi-bold and a text of center. Now let me just close this. Here I will write Flutter. Now let me again compile the application. Okay, so we got this Flutter, and now as I move the screen up, this will also increase the size. Only thing that I'm facing issue is with this icon. So what if I write text 4XL, and now if I compile, okay, and now if I move this thing, okay, fine, perfect. Now we can just copy and paste this 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The other thing that we need to do is, actually you can go to this React icon website, and from there you can search for the icon that you wanted. For this tutorial I already have the values selected. I will write JavaScript and then SI Tailwinds. Okay, see, all these values were inside this SI folder. Now we also have some folder like FA folder, which will have our React. So we can write FA React. I'll just close this here, and as I write FA, so we have to provide a folder with FA. So here this will be React. Other than that, what we can have is a Figma design that I wanted. So if I can write this Figma is in FI folder. So I'll write FI Figma, and here in place of this I will write FI. Now what we can do is, this is Flutter, then we can have React, what was the name of the React that I created? It was FA React. If I click on save, why is it not showing me the... Okay, so this this loaded in a little while, so I just got confused. I will write a React, then this can be Figma. Here I will write Figma was with FI Figma. I will write FI Figma. I click on save, and here in this next section it can be Tailwind. Aside Tailwind, so it will be Tailwind CSS. Then I'll click on save, and the final thing was this Tailwind is causing an issue, so I can write base. This can be text Excel. Okay, fine. Text center, and the final one was our JavaScript. So JavaScript, you can create n number of values, and you can use this constructor SM and MD to make responsive websites. If I click on this save, this will import JavaScript for me. Now what we need to do is I'll write Flutter, then React, then Figma, then Tailwind, then JavaScript. Okay, if I click on save, now we need to provide some color values. I'll just provide them according to the need. This can be 2196F3. This is same as our Flutter. In Figma, what I can do is I will go with this color orange, and in Tailwind I can go with this color. Let's say this can be 00C0A3, and in our JavaScript what we can do is we will go with this color FFDF00. Now if I click on save, cool. So we got this text. I used also customize. Now if I increase the size of this, okay, cool. Now we have this section, we have this hey. Now if I click on this, this should take me to this tech I use section. So how you can do that is you can go to this we have this section in our about. We'll go to this about section, and here in this selector we will write tech. Click on save, and I'll reload the application. Just wait for this to reload. Now we got our app got our website reloaded. Now if I click on this button, so it will scroll me to this tech I use section. This is also really nice. Okay. Now the last thing that we need to do is our contact us. I forgot to mention in starting that we also need our contact section. So let me go to this component, and here I will write contact.js. See, again I made a typo. Contact.js arrow button. So we'll write FA arrow right, the same that we did in React icons. So this will be in FA folder. Now if I save, now we will export default. This can be a function, and let me write this as contact me. I'll be returning these value. The value would be a division. Let me just, okay, I have to provide this also. Fine. Now in this division class, what we can do is we'll write max WLG full text of center. Let me just click on save and also add this to our app.js so you can see this in real time. Let me go in here and drag this here. Now we need this to be after contact me, and here we can copy. This will become contact me, and here this will be contact. I click on save. I just hot reload the application, I guess. It is compiling this thing. Now what we can do is a padding from top, let's say 36, and a padding from bottom, let's say 10. Then an h1 class name of text for Excel, and here we will write interested in working together. I guess this is a spelling. And now we will just call our anchor tag. We will provide our email address. After this, what we can do is we'll be creating a span class. Let me just close this, and here in the span class, let's say I write empty 10 inline block and auto background would be black. We just save this. If I click on save, okay. Interested in working together. Max width 32 with full text center, PT 36, and margin from left and right would be auto. I guess this will work. Now let me go with this font display. And by default it be a base, and in medium screen, or rather in medium screen it would be text Excel, and padding from top and bottom 4, and padding from left and right would be 7. Cursor point can be cursor pointer. We'll be creating a division under this class again, and this will be, let's say, flex row, items center, and we will have our span class name. This can be margin right 3, get in touch, and our icon, and the final thing would be our icon, FA arrow right. This will be of, let's say, white color. Okay, now if I click on save, interested in working together, we can get in touch. I just wanted to see whether I can change this interested in working together. This is for Excel by default, and in medium screens a breakpoint would be for Excel. This would be text for Excel. Now if I click on save, interested in working together and interested in working together. Cool. We can remove little bit padding from top. 6. What is the padding? 6. How much is the padding? I don't know. 6 is okay, I guess. Yeah, 6 is okay. So here we have our footer. Here we have our contact button. Here we have the tech I use section. This is also bouncing. This is an animate bounce animate. Now what we can do is, the only thing that we need to add is the initial AOS. So we will go to this AOS GitHub this Animate on Scroll library, you can read the documentation here. This is a very awesome library. Now for installing this, what we'll be doing is we'll be adding this. We'll be just closing our, and here what we can do is we'll clear yarn add AOS next. I click on enter. What this library will do is it will add a fade in and fade out, and there are different options for adding animation. Like here you can see fade, fade up, fade down, fade left, and then a flip animation, slide animation, zoom animation. Let me show you their website. This is a little bit interesting here. Where is the website? I am not able to find. Okay, demo. Here you can see when this website loads, this fades in, this fades in from bottom, and if I click on scroll down, there is a fade up, fade down, and fade right, fade left, fade up right, fade down right. There are so many options. The flip. Okay, so you can just definitely check this website. I will be providing the link to this document, this AOS library. By that time, I guess this is adding the library to my folder. I close this. I'll go in here, and we'll go here. Okay, so we got our library added. Now what we can do is we'll be going to our app.js, and here in our app.js, here you remembered we returned this division class name. Now what we can do is we'll be providing a use effect. This can be something like this, I guess. AOS init. We will initialize this, and it will be once true. Now let me just see if everything is okay or not. Here we have this, and then we will return. Well, I guess this is okay. Yeah. Then we will return this, but before that we want our card to open up from top to fade down, and we want this section to fade up. So how we can do it, that is we will write division data AOS animate on scroll, and this will be fade down, and let's say data AOS duration can be our 800. Then inside this division we will be calling our card, because we want our card to fade down. Then we will be also copying this section here, we paste it here, and this will be fade up. And instead of a duration, I will also add a delay, AOS delay. Let's say I add a delay of 400. I guess this will look nice. And what we'll be doing is we'll be providing the value of about to our. Let me just click on save and run the server again. Use effect is not defined, AOS is not defined. I guess we have, okay, we didn't import. We also need to import our AOS. So AOS from AOS and import AOS back distribution, then AOS.css. Other than that, what we also need to do then we have to also import our import use effect. This will be from React. Now if I compile my application again, let it compile. Okay, I guess we are not shown with any. This is not working. I guess this is not working. Yes, I think I also need to import AOS by distribution by AOS.css. So I click enter. This will be use effect. This will go in here. This will call. Okay, here you can see we have this awesome design. This is fading in from top, this is from bottom. Now if I click on this button, this is the tech I use section and this is all section. Now if I click on reload, cool. So this was everything for this tutorial. Now the final step is to deploy this reactjs to our GitHub page. Now for deploying it to our GitHub server, what we need to do is, let me just go to my github.com and what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a new repository and I'll be naming the repository name to be, let's say, portfolio website using Tailwind CSS and React. Why is it not typing that? Let's say I add this also. We'll create a repository. Now as we got this repository created, now the next step that we need to do is, let me see, okay. Now for deploying this React application to our server, we need to import this library. It is called as Pages. Now if I click on this, so it is GitHub Pages. Now I have to import this, so I'll write yarn import pages and we can write save dev it. Now let me just clear. If you think I am not able to make this clear to you, then definitely Google this thing. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be going to our package.json and here we have to create a new value. We will write a new value, let's say a homepage. Okay, this homepage would be in place of this, let's say homepage, and the homepage would be the URL for our, so this will be HTTP. Let's say my GitHub account name is /flutter.github.io and the repository that I just created is, see, this is the name for my user account. So in place of this, I'll be adding this github.io and after that we'll be adding the name for our project. So this is portfolio. Now I'll click on save, and in this script section what we'll be doing is I'll be writing this pre-deploy. This will become, here it will be a comma, and now in pre-deploy we will write npm excuse me, in pre-deploy we will write npm build, and in deploy we will write GitHub Pages build. Okay, now we will save. I guess everything is fine. Now what we need to do is we will initialize a git repository in this. So initialize empty git repository in this folder. Now what we'll be doing is we will write git remote add origin. Then after this, now what GitHub is doing is they are not providing direct access for pushing the repository, so we have to generate a access token for this application. Let me just go to my setting, and here if I go to developer setting and personal access token, you can just create a new token for this tutorial what I'll be writing this. And here let me write test auth. We can provide some repo generate token. Okay, now we will just copy this. Now we have to write this token. Then after this token we will write github.com. Rather than doing this, what I will be doing is I'll be writing https, then this access token @github.com, and here in my @github.com, then this repository name. So it will be something like this. Now let me just click on enter, and now let me increase the size, and we will be deploying our server. Like npm run deploy. Okay, so the build has been successfully created. Now we will wait whether this app is published. Okay, so here we can see it is written as published. Now let me just go to my browser, and here if I go to /flutter.github.io, and we'll go to this URL portfolio. I guess this will take a little bit time. And here you can see we got the website published to our Github pages. This is the website that we created. I'll be providing the link to this in the description, so do check it. And thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. Thank you.